Hi, it's Tyson Seaburn. Some of my PLN have asked me about English Central, which is the bookstore that I work at on Saturdays, and I thought I would do a little bit of a tour. It's not only a bookstore, but it is a book distributor for ELT in North America, and it's owned by Nicole Graham, who is usually sitting there, but on the weekdays, I sit here, the cash center is there, and Tanya Iveson sits over there. It's one of my favorite places to be, and I really enjoy being here because of all the wonderful books. So let me take you on a little tour. What we can see at the front of the store is the book display. These are all either the newer books or the ones we want teachers to take a look at when they first come in. And I'm sure if you haven't seen some of these books, you should take a look at them. On the right side of the store, the first thing you'll see is the dictionary section. Down the middle is one of my favorite sections. It's the teacher resource books. And you do kind of have to look down to see what they are, and I'll show you them in a second. Around the outside of the store, the outside walls anyway, is the student books. We can see the vocabulary section, which has collocations, phrasal verbs, idioms, all that kind of stuff. And then next is the grammar course books, which I'm sure everybody is very familiar with. We have the business section next. Again, lots of famous books there, but some maybe you haven't heard of before. Next up we have the ESAP section, which is specific purposes, reading and writing, and up here is the academic skills section. All those great Garnet books, and it's the one that I'm teaching in this context. Now against this wall, English Central always has a top 10 books for teachers, and these are the ones that they recommend. There is one missing there. I think it's Teaching Chunks of Language, but I would have to double check that. Now I told you that there was a teacher resource section, and they are down here, right? I'm sure you would be fascinated with all these books that are in here. Mostly their methodology in the middle. Some teacher training books. We have vocabulary books. Grammar, so if you don't know your grammar very well, you might want to pick up one of those. Or if you're teaching grammar and you want to do it in a more fun way, there you go. Now we'll just take a walk down the store a little bit. Teacher resource books for reading and writing and business over here. Listening and speaking and pronunciation over there. And we'll just keep going down this little hallway. On the right side we can see the test prep books. So you've got your TOEIC, your TOEFL, your CAE, your IELTS. Next up we have some games. Not a whole lot, but there's also a children's section as well. And teachers in Canada have tended to ask us about Canadian content. So there's a little section we've put together for that as well. Our listening and speaking course books with pronunciation down here as well. And at the back there is a spot for customers and people to take a look at the books that they might buy, just to browse through them and get off their feet. This is a view of the store from the back, and along this side you can see the integrated skills course books, which I'm sure if you take a look now you'll see a lot of familiar titles. And then we make our way back to the reception area again. So I hope you've enjoyed this little look into my life on Saturdays. And if you're ever in town, please come by and say hi.